This is the plaintiff, Eunice Magnus. She says she hired the defendant to remodel her two-car garage, paid him, then the guy went poof and disappeared. She chased him down, and he finally showed up to finish the job, but it looked like a mess because everything was really uneven. Bottom line, she needs to repair the job and is suing the defendant for the amount it's going to cost her, $500. This is the defendant, Tommy Davis. He says the plaintiff kept adding things onto the original job they agreed to, and she became quite demanding. When he told her he needed more money for the add-ons, she told him she was going to get her family from New York City to take care of him, if you know what that means. This woman's crazy. He finished the job, and that's that. He's accused of letting a lady down.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff gave the defendant money for a job, and he pulled a Houdini. When he finally showed up, he messed the job up royally. But the defendant says the plaintiff was impossible. It's the case of watch me disappear. Oh, and by the way, your place sucks.
Thank you, Douglas. Eunice Magnus?
Yes.
You are suing TDR Construction, represented here by Tommy Davis. You're the owner?
Yes.
Okay. For $500, the amount that you say it's going to cost you to repair what you say was bad work on his part. Tell me what happened.
Yes. On April the 13th, before April the 13th, a friend of mine introduced me to Mr. Davis. And on the 13th, he came to the house. I showed him what needs to be done. And I told him that I hired this other gentleman to do the job for $1,900.
That's who you refer in the complaint to as the Mexican. Okay, you had got an estimate from the Mexican. And the Mexican's estimate was how much, $1,900?
$1,900, but
Okay.
then
the Mexican had a condition to the $1,900, and what was that?
for me to provide him with jerk chicken.
Jerk chicken?
Yes.
Why? How did he come up with that?
Because I do jerk chicken for friends.
Okay.
And
did you sell it?
Well, I just started selling it.
Okay, so apparently he's tasted it.
Yes, he tasted it.
And it's really good.
Yes, ma'am.
It's good.
It is good. You can ask Mr. Davis.
Where's it from? Well, no, I don't want to ask Mr. Davis. Why don't you bring any?
Because
where are you from?
I'm from Jamaica.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm from Chicago.
Okay. But you like jerk chicken. All right. And
Well,
all right. And
the jerk
so
chicken,
then
then
you
I
meet
would-
him and he's willing to do it for?
He said he would beat that price.
Okay.
And he charged $1,700.
And no jerk chicken.
No jerk chicken.
Because that was before you had tasted it.
That's right.
Right. Okay.
But he said he would use my garage on his flyers, the before and after picture. And I would introduce him to other people for him to do the work. So that's why he was charging $1,700.
Okay, so he would take a picture of your garage and use it on
his
flyers
flyer.
to advertise, and
Right.
he would
And
expect
then
you
I
to
would-
send him biz. All right, so you struck up a deal with him. Do you put it in writing?
No, I've been asking him for a contract and every day no.
Then don't start. If somebody's going to do construction on your house, doesn't give you a contract, then just don't start. But in any event, he starts.
He started
And what
the
is
job.
the $1,700 to do? I'll have to just take each of your words for it and hope you agree, since there's no written contract. Go ahead.
He's supposed to do the ceiling and the siding. He should eliminate 2 windows and put in a new window in the back of the garage.
Do you agree that that was the scope of the work? Oh, look at that. Look at that. What do you say was the scope of the work?
I was going to do the roof and the siding.
What's the roof? The ceiling or the roof?
The roof on the garage.
Did you
I have
mean the
pictures.
roof?
I have
The
photos.
ceiling.
The ceiling is the inside. The roof is the outside.
The roof.
The roof. You did
Yes.
mean the roof. The roof and the sidings. What about the windows?
Right. No, the windows I done for free just to help her out because she
so
said
you
she
agree you
didn't
were
have
going to
any
do them,
money.
but that was just going to be for free.
Right.
But so did you end up doing the windows or
I
no?
did the windows. I did a whole lot of extra. I did facing. I did around the top of the garage where she never has to paint again. I did a lot of different things for her for free.
Okay, but she seems to be pretty unhappy with your work.
Well, she was loving my work. She said, "You does excellent work until I get these phone calls."
Why don't you have a contract with her specifying what it is you're supposed to do? If she's under the impression that all this other stuff is included, wouldn't a contract be a really good idea?
Well, I
this?
always write contracts. Like I'll show you one of those. What I always write contracts.
I don't want to see a contract in another case. I want to understand why you didn't do one in this case.
Well, with her, we became friends, and my mother came over, visited with her. They became real good friends.
Did you taste the chicken? Is that what
I taste the chicken too. I taste the chicken. It was really good.
Okay, you said you two are friends. Would you make him sign a contract with you if he did work in your house?
I would definitely make him sign a
Why is that?
contract. Just in case he doesn't abide by what we want. We don't have any
Friends are friends, business is business.
Exactly.
Got your point. Going inside the courtroom.
All right, listen. She's unhappy with your work. At one point, the police are actually called to the job site. That doesn't sound like things are going swimmingly. Who calls the police? Why?
He didn't finish the job and he was asking for more money. And I told him I'm not going to pay him until the job is finished. He was out there cursing, saying he's going to tear down the garage if he didn't get more money. So I was afraid of my life plus my daughter's life.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter is 32, but she has the ability of 9 years old.
I'm sorry. Okay.
So so I had to call the police. The police came and we went over what happened. And of course, the police asked him for the contract. And they said they cannot do anything because there's no contract. So he asked Mr. Thomas to write a contract.
And so did he?
He wrote a contract.
And did you give him more money?
I gave him $250 because he promised he would come back on Friday, which he did, but the job was not finished. He was rushing to go to a dinner, and he said he would come back.
What didn't he finish?
He didn't finish the side in which he said he would tear off. He didn't
What do you
finish.
mean? He didn't finish it, meaning he didn't fix something that you
He
brought to
didn't
his
fin-
attention?
right. He was supposed.
What was it that you had brought to his attention?
It wasn't aligned properly.
Okay. Do you have pictures?
Yes, ma'am.
May I see it? What else didn't he do?
And the window, it's not cut properly. Like it's a blind person put that capping on.
I believe the way you said it in your complaint was, it's like Stevie Wonder did it. Is that correct? You're just like the model of political correctness. Okay, so go on. Do you have pictures of that? Yeah, show me all your pictures.
Yeah.
So she pays you the last payment.
Yes.
So you think you're done. When do you get the phone call from her?
Oh, I mean, I got phone calls through the whole job. Like the window was not part of the agreement at all. I did the windows for free. I have pictures that the
When
job.
the cops made you write a contract, you included the word windows. So
They did not make me write it. I decided to write it myself.
Even worse,
They said,
then when you decided to write a contract, the day the cops came, you wrote the word windows as part of the contract.
right, I would finish the windows for her, which I did. I finished everything. I have pictures. She wanted more than expected for $1,100.
Should have gone with the Mexican, huh?
Your Honor,
Just
I'm
would have had
sorry.
to cook a little chicken. What's this? That's an arm inside of what?
The window.
That's the window, but what, I mean, the window has glass. What is that? Oh, that's the glass? You're pushing the glass with your hand?
Right, because it wasn't.
Yeah, but how does the glass not fall down and shatter? I don't understand what's going
It's
on.
not a glass. It's a plexiglass.
So it's attached on the top and not the bottom?
Right, ma'am.
And then what is that? That's where the siding meets and shouldn't be like that?
Right. That's where Stevie Wonder did the job.
Okay, all right. And then these are your fingers inside of siding that doesn't meet?
Yes, ma'am. And that's the job he did, the wonderful job.
You have an estimate to repair. What's this picture supposed to show me?
The siding is not aligned properly.
Oh, meaning that it doesn't
They're
go
not
like this, it goes like
They're
that?
like this.
Yeah. Why couldn't you just align these so that they were visually...
Siding is not aligned. You don't line siding.
Why
up.
wouldn't you
Siding
align
is
siding so
staggered.
that... Wait a second, stop. Why wouldn't you, if you have a choice, because it's the same height on both sides, have these meet so that visually you won't see that like that? Why would you choose not to have... Do you understand what I'm saying? No.
You're just talking about two sides.
Oh,
How
this-
that doesn't match. That the same length. You know what I mean? They're not matching at that corner.
They were matching.
But they're not matching in the picture. What do you think she did? Took all of it down, put it wrong so that she could sue you for it and then get it right again? Like,
Probably so.
oh, come on.
Look at my pictures. Those are my after pictures.
Those are his?
That's how the garage looked.
Your pictures are the same as hers. There's nothing different about the pictures. But I'm more concerned about like the patch job around the windows where her fingers can stick in and the plexiglass moving. Why is that happening?
That's the way her window was before we started, and that's the way it was when we left, because we do not do windows. We don't do glass.
I thought you
we don't do glass.
I understand you don't do glass, but why should the plexiglass move? If I can do that, I can reach into her garage.
That's the way it was when we got there, Your Honor.
Well, she doesn't want it to be the way it was when you got there.
That was not in the agreement.
But it is in the agreement in your own handwriting.
No, the windows, to remove the windows.
But that's not what you wrote. You didn't write remove the windows.
I removed the window on the east, on the north side, and the south side, and two in the back.
Mr. Davis, this cannot be your best work. You say that you can get it repaired for $500. I'm going to rule in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $500.
Well, the judge rules that the chicken was better than the construction.
Yeah, I guess so.
Mm-hmm. So why didn't you do better work then?
Well, we did good work for her. She complained about the window. We're not a glass company.
I know.
We removed we did what we did. What
were
we
you
supposed to do.
too full to work? I mean, usually you work better when you're hungry.
She did feed us.
You work better when you're hungry, though, right?
She did feed us, and I told her not to feed my workers because they wouldn't sit down afterwards.
Uh-huh. Well, there you go. That's kind of an indictment right there.
That's right.
All right. Do you miss the chicken?
I do miss the chicken. I'll get some more.
All right. Right down there. Okay. All right. Come on in here. So the judge rules your way. Step on in here. You satisfied how this comes out here? What are your thoughts here?
Yes, it's okay.
What about his work? I mean,
Oh my God, I wouldn't want him to be near my property anymore.
you're maybe making a mistake by feeding the workers before they work.
That's my biggest mistake, but I like to cook.
Uh-huh. How about after they finish the job?
I like to feed people. That's the thing. I just like to feed people.
All right. Let's go to Harvey.
And when you write that contract, make sure you write down the scope of the work. If you don't, you're asking for trouble.